Welcome to the Sharmark Show. And today I have a beautiful guest. But before I go into the guest, my actual guest for today got cancelled. So I had to think fast. And I say, you know what, Sharmark, you need to go into your cupboards. And I have to pull out a Old Faithful, pull out something, dust it up. And it's hair. Senator, you'll love her. I had to pull up my old scrubbing brush, my old shoe, my old Faithful, my Sunday best. Beverly and Summers. Beverly, how are you? It's been a while.
Great.
Your hair like Xena the warrior princess. Your hair long. You look like age. You have fever. Age not looking. Looks good on you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure literally being on Sharmark.
No, you're not on me. Because if you was on me, my girl, you'd be pregnant. You're not on me at all.
Sharmark, so
yes, so you're not on me. You're not on me, my sister.
Senator, here we go. We just started. And
you just came back now. We're going to cut that show and I'll have to send you at your home. Because I'll have to do the show. That's not what you hear.
New?
We're here to talk about the New Year resolution. Like to give people ideas, you know, what direction to go for the New Year's and stuff like that. Because 2024 was wonderful. A lot happened. I mean, like we had some sad situations, we had some positive situations, and a lot happened. But before we give people ideas, what is your New Year resolution, Beverly?
Well, basically for me, as I'm gone past 50, I'm actually 52.
Oh, wow.
I started exercising, and the first time I exercised was last year.
Hold on, are you sucking in your stomach today?
No, I'm not actually.
Okay, I realized you put on a little weight.
Yes, and even though I put on a little weight, I have a nice little waistline.
It's nice, not in a bad way.
Because I've joined the gym.
Oh, wonderful.
And that's something I wanted to do for the new year, but I was forced by a friend. When I travel, I didn't know the gym felt so good. So one of my New Year's resolutions is that to continue exercising, basically for my health and for how I look, because, you know, I want to grow old gracefully, and this is one of the things. Another thing for me, my New Year's resolution is I used to have my own home, and I think having your own home is good, but not too extravagant, simple and to the point, nothing over the top. And most of all is I have stopped going to church. I don't have to go every Sunday. I still have my personal relationship with God. So you need to
get in touch. You want to get in touch with your spiritual side.
My spiritual side. I think being at church for me was always special. And I have lost that along the way, although I pray every day and everything. But this is something that was always special to me, and I want to get that
find
back.
It's interesting that we're talking about the New Year's resolution, and you speak about the spiritual side, because I think that's one thing that has a loss in society, that has a loss in general, and some persons will talk about everything else and they would not bring in the spiritual side. But however, bear in mind, you respect the person's opinion, because that's the person's New Year's resolution. But today we just want to give you some ideas, because sometimes you might just think of the finance part of it, the glam part of it, and there's some things you really need or you really have to work on for the new year, and you might just forget it.
But Sharmark, in terms of you saying forget it, sometimes people create a New Year's resolution, and come the next year, they get intertwined in all sorts of stuff, activities, family, business, and the list go right down the drain, only to start that resolution the following year.
Yes.
So,
but I think for some persons, the New Year's resolution is very sentimental. They take it very serious.
Very serious.
So it's almost like they create a bucket, a list, and then I don't not physically tick it out, but they really work towards it. But I think what are some of the ideas you think that people should work on for the New Year's resolution?
Key thing for me is if you have children, let's say husband, wife, kids, is to make sure that your family bond and your legacy lives on, in terms of bringing your younger children up in a manner that your legacy can live on.
I like that,
Because at the end of the day, as a family, especially a man, if you have one son, your son have to carry your name. You have a daughter, she's supposed to, because when daughters get married, the name change most of the time. But your son carries your name. And if you don't bring that child up in a manner where your legacy can live, when you pass on, God forbid that son die, it's finished. So it's grooming your kids in terms of society, what you think is the best route. Not that it's always the right one, but you guide them accordingly. And another thing parents don't realize in grooming a child to carry your legacy on as part of your New Year's resolution is to application of what you teach. You could say one thing and don't apply it. So then it's all gone, you know.
So basically, in a nutshell, you're saying for the New Year's we should try to at least create our family closer.
Yes,
I think you got that a lot because of Corona, and then now everything is kind of back to normal. So everybody's on their own business and stuff. I think this is a beautiful thing some person should try to apply for the new year. I think it's a good resolution that a lot of families maybe need to make your family stronger, your family bond stronger,
Yes,
maybe even your relationship, make it stronger. Because sometimes I think when the bond is strong, when you see one person, it's like you see the whole family.
That's right.
There's a reflection
That's right.
on each other.
And you can tell a child apart from a group based on reaction. A brother and sister would have similar traits, similar behavior patterns, even eating, basically, eating habits, table mannerisms and stuff like that. Yes. And one thing I've realized with our generation, because we have young people bringing up kids, we lost a lot of the proper upbringing in terms of your table manners, chores, and all of that.
Definitely.
And I would love to see our younger parents, fathers being more involved, help the mothers come together and make a resolution where that for the next year your child is going to do better and be a better person.
I think I like the idea where you're going with that resolution thing, because for me now it's almost like we're giving them the ideas how to do it as a family. So everybody benefits in it. But most times you do it as individually, as a single person. So you think of yourself, you don't think of your spouse. However, everybody has something that they want to do for themselves, but sometimes if you do it as a team, it's better and it will be stronger. One of the things for me is in terms of managing your finance. I would love to see at least people make it, not just saying that you want the money, but managing your finance for the new year. Because most times you blame the government, you blame your boss. But at the end of the day, most times I think people buy things they don't need, and you need to buy your needs and not your want. Because we all want everything. You understand? So I think for the new year, a lot of persons should focus on buying your needs and not your want. So it will help you in terms of your finance. And the reason I would stress on that, sometimes I go to the ATM machine. I hardly go to the ATM to withdraw because me, I like to save. However, you see slips and you just pick it up out of random. It's an old habit. I pick it, I was like, huh? You're saying 50 cents? The habits, and you realize, especially for the hotel workers, some persons are average people. They just use the bank as a place to deposit the money, and they just spend up all the money, or they pay their bills with all the money and stuff like that. So I think people should encourage themselves, talk to yourself, look yourself into the mirror, and try to save a little more. And I think it's going to help you in the near future. Since we say near future, we're going to go into commercial, and we're going to be right back. Welcome back. I have my old broom here with me, Beverly and Thomas.
Old broom knows all the corners.
we left before we go into commercial. Beverly was we're talking about today, this evening, New Year's resolution. And we're speaking about one of the things is actually not just wishing to make more money in the new year, but managing that finance, which is important. And when you manage that finance, you can use the finance to make little ones for you. You can invest it and do different things. So, you have anything else to add?
When I was younger, I would like to talk about finances. I used to find when I have a lot of money, I have to buy a lot of things. But as you grow mature and you grow older, you realize, you want to save something for a rainy day. If you have a medical issue, then there's family and stuff. But all that ties into budgeting.
Definitely.
And you were talking about the slips from the ATM all over the ground and stuff. And you observing that some of them have 0, 15 cents, whatever it is, I just believe that people don't even budget so much, so they don't even take the receipts to tally how much they
Yeah.
took out,
Yeah. I
what
hold
dates
all my
they took it
receipts,
out.
especially if I do a
And
transaction over the
yes,
counter. I
exactly.
use it
And
to.
if there's an error, they get home realizing I may probably short
I have
of
a
thing.
folder I
They
keep
don't
all my
even
stuff.
know.
Yeah.
They don't. And that's a problem
Because I
right
think the
there.
bottom line for most persons is just about getting that money. I work hard for it and stuff like that. Yes, you work hard for it, but at the end of the day, you want what you work hard for to be meaningful to you. Because some people
Yes.
think tomorrow is going to see for itself. The funny thing about that, yes, we pass in. Nobody lives too long these days, but at the end of the day, nobody knows when you're going to clock out.
True.
So at the end of the day, whilst you're
True.
not clocking out, you want to have something
Something.
saved. Because I mean, like, if we save a I don't know if you should say a little harder or make
A
that
little more.
resolution for next year. I think you would see a difference
It
in
would
your
come
pattern.
to fruition. It would
Yes.
come, yes.
Yeah.
But Shamak, on that note of saving, how long you haven't seen me? You haven't given me anything to block a hole in a while, Shamak.
Hey, my sister.
I have a problem right there. My brain just click and say, normally I have to get a little stipend, a little something.
Well,
These days, nothing.
I've closed on my donation for this 2014, so you should put that into your New Year resolution to get a stipend.
You really get hard in.
I'll have donation by your name. Yes, but I think one of the things too, I think a lot of persons too for the New Year's resolution sometimes, especially we have a lot of young people, they might wish for a new job. And as much as you're making that resolution, I think you need to apply yourself for whatever your resolution is, that it comes to pass. Because if you're going to apply yourself first, I think you need to dress properly. You need to apply yourself properly.
And how can you get a job and don't apply for a job?
Exactly. So sometimes it's almost like you're stifling your resolution because yes, you're applying for the job, but when you go in HR, they might just say, we'll call you, and you know they will not call. Most times because of the way the interview might go well, but because of your behavior.
And your format and stuff. And even a basic follow-up. Like, I remember when I was younger, again, I have to go back to that. I went to put lights with a place called IDS Electronics at Wyndham Morgan Bay.
Meaning you used to work for electronic company?
I used to just Lime to learn it because I like to learn things. So the guy said, we're going to put some lights. When I see Wyndham doing interviews, I say, I'll be right back, my boys. I went and do the interview. The lady said, can you work today? I said, yes. When the guys look for me, I'm in a Wyndham Morgan Bay shirt and pants and I'm working.
I mean, like some people are very determined because sometimes when they ask you, when can you start, it's just to see how determined you are.
I start the same day. The guys had to drive the van out without me. I started 3 o'clock the same day.
Don't you think it's when you creating your New Year resolution, one of the things is to be a better version of yourself from the previous year?
Wow, Shamak, you said that, and I have that written on a slip that I remind myself of.
Because even for me, I realize I have grown in terms of you're a little more humble, you listen a little more. Because I mean, like as anything, when you did not find yourself, you was a little more loud, rowdy, and stuff like that. But some people mistake your personality because I can switch. When I'm in a professional setting, I'm somewhere different. Sometimes I'm in a supermarket. They say, hey, Sharmark, are you okay? But there's a time and a place for everything. I mean, like sometimes when you speak, it comes across funny and stuff like that. People like that. But I'm not a clown, and then people sometimes say you need to do stand-up comedy and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, that word I try not to say it too often. I say it on the radio. But however, they don't realize there's a time and a place for everything. Yeah. So I think one of the things for your New Year resolution is to be a better version of yourself, because we can assess ourselves and we know where we went wrong, what you'd want to do. But everybody think the New Year resolution just has to be about finance and about the riches, a car and stuff like that. I'm not saying you cannot want your car, but I don't think that's all what it's about. I think there's more to it.
And I basically think when you talk about better version of yourself, you have to watch your mind, create processes with your mind. Watch how you spend your money, you know, and imagine that mind, mouth, money. Sometimes what you say, people don't even understand that this is very, very powerful. So being a better version of yourself is bearing in mind what I can do to make things better? How can I, and even just what you say to people.
I think one of my New Year resolution is, there's a few, is in general for the country. I would like to see more development in St. Lucia.
Yes.
I would like to see less crime.
Yes.
I would like to see more young people working. I would like to see better wages for the workers. I would love to see people being a little more loving, you know. I think sometimes I'm very loving to you because you're my friend, but you think
In general.
somebody has to be your friend to be loving. You
Not
can be
to the right.
kind to a total stranger. You're still in your space. You're not bringing that person into your space, but you can give a helping hand, because I think all of that mix up and helps builds up the country in general.
And I would like to pick out the one you said, less crime. I was speaking to somebody who was an inmate at Beverly for a period of 8 years.
Wow.
And when I asked him, oh, how did you end up there? And he ended up there because he said he didn't realize he was so aggressive, so abusive, and he didn't have regards for people's feelings. And when I asked him,
these are strong words.
I said, people's feelings? He said, yes, my girlfriend. And I took my girlfriend for granted, and it was always me being aggravated, blah, blah, blah. And he ended up in prison. The woman left him, dated somebody for a while, and somewhere in there, his realization hit him, and he said he have to get that woman back to make her know that's not him, and he's changed.
Oh, wow. So that means the name actually works, the bodily correction facility. Yes.
And he said he rehabilitated his mind to understand his behavior, that when he come out, he'll be a better person.
I like that, Beverly. But you know what? Because that's the point I was making a while ago. Your New Year resolution doesn't always have to be about finance and material things. It can be about our behavior to be a better person again, so which makes you a better version of yourself. If you're somebody that's very rowdy, you're very ferocious, you're always stirring up trouble, you can work on that, and it will be a better version of yourself, because at the end of the day, none of those things putting food on your table. That's right. You're just stirring up trouble and then putting problems in people's relationship or carrying gossip on a young person. So it's a lot. And I think if everybody look deep down inside and sit down, and before you actually wish for your New Year resolution, make sure it's something that's really going to impact you in the future. Definitely.
It's going to make a difference. And another thing to add to that is, I realize there are areas in different communities, a lot of, especially young men, are just sitting, and you pass there sometimes 8 hours later, they still sit in the same place. And I look at them, some of them are gorgeous, they are well built, and I'm saying that we were all designed with a brain, and each one, when I look at these guys, I say, you know, I bet you each of these guys have something they're good at.
Yes, and most of them have a good education background.
And I think they just choose into that.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that, and I'm looking in the camera, I say, young people out there, each of you have something that could define you as an individual. It just takes one try. One good try, Sharmark. And sometimes when I say that, it really touched my heart, because I cannot be skilled at all these things.
Definitely.
And you don't have anything. Yeah. God did not design us that way.
Yeah. We'll be right back. And I've realized Granny was very emotional. I mean, like as 50-something, oh my God. Young people listen to Granny, because she has the book. She has been around for a very long time.
You see, that's
Granny of Zena, the warrior princess. I could have tell. Welcome back. I'm here with my very energetic guest, my very good friend, my ride or die, my old bro, my best bro, Beverly and Thomas. Guys, compliments of the season. Beverly, let's dive into this whole New Year's resolution.
But Sharmark, before you continue, I spoke about my resolution. You spoke about general resolution, ideas of what people can do. What's about yours? To me, don't keep it in the archives.
I'm the host here. It's like you want to ask, you come here to ask my business.
Hit me with it.
I think for me, one of my New Year resolution is to be a better version of myself because I think I've grown. Sometimes I'm home and
That's sentimental to you.
I said like, Shamak, you came a long way. I like the fact that more people respect me now. I like the fact that I'm in a good space. I'm like, wow, you have so much going for you. You have your own TV show, you on a radio
Did
show,
you think
you
you
have your own.
surprised yourself?
I think I just like life. So none of these things was never a dream or
It
nothing. Like
wasn't
I say,
planned.
designing chose me. And I think life we shouldn't settle for less. There's nothing I think I cannot do. You understand? So I think the
Strong
sky is the limit.
sentence.
Yes, there's nothing. Like sometimes I get a job and I say, I wouldn't say I cannot do that. I doing research. I say, Beverly, hey, I need help to do this. So and
Yeah.
so. Because at the end of the day, when we limit ourselves
don't
and we're
know
in a
all.
bubble, no, I'm
don't
out
know
of that
all.
bubble. And I think like you have wings and you want to fly, you know? And I think I would love to invest more time in my nieces and nephews to give them the life that I did not have because like they're dear to my heart.
Let
You
me
know, I
tell
love them very
you.
much. I would love to do more stuff for my staff because you know I have Sharmark Designs and the event company. I would love to come out with new ideas because I think people haven't seen the best of me. There's more. Sharmark Events and Design, there's more. It's not even about making the money, it's about creating the creative side of me. I want to tap into it even deeper.
Nice.
Because I'm not one who go on Pinterest and stuff like that. I always think I am the bomb. You know, I
When-
have to challenge my own self.
So I would ask you if I give you an idea. I say, Sharmark, I want to do something based on beneath the sea. Then you would go and then your mind would go to work. That's
My
what
mind
you're
would go to
saying.
work because I think I have a very
And you
photographic
don't want
memory.
something you've seen before.
Already because there's always more. That's why I tell the clients when they come into the
Awesome.
store and I was like, stop, be a trendsetter. Don't do what you've seen already. People have seen that and they have stuff people haven't seen.
And they come in for
like we're working
pattern
in a
and stuff.
particular. I'm doing Royals and Staff Party and then the theme is Casino Royal. And when we came up with the centerpiece, it's like, oh my God, this is original because you use the
Yes,
flowers,
yes,
the
yes.
cards. And I think as a designer, sometimes you have to challenge yourself. As a human being, we have to challenge ourselves, you
That
know?
is true.
And I think as it goes along, I would love one of my New Year resolution is to get closer with my family. You know, sometimes as family members, we're not as tight as we're supposed to be.
We stray.
And then because everybody grown and everybody on their own business and there's just so much more. And even for me, I would love to be just a better person. I would love people to get to know me a little better because people just see you and they say,
And
Sharmark,
judge,
mama, they judge you.
they're
And I think you need to
judgmental.
take time to get to know people. And I would love, that's why I think one of the reasons I love being on television, I think, because you walk in town and then some people say, oh, I enjoy your show. It was an inspiration to me. And I think if you can make a difference in somebody's life, I think that's a beautiful thing. Because even for me, next year I'd want to do more charity. You do a lot, but I think it's very uncomfortable to post somebody. I'm not
Yes.
that. I think
Yes.
somebody gives somebody a bag, they post
They
it. As,
put-
I think
yes.
it's too much. You can say it in general,
But
but
not
don't post the
post that.
individual because it can make the person think less of themselves
Sure.
or feel very uncomfortable. I'm not doing
And
it for
you're not
likes
doing
or
it for
anything like
praise
that.
and
No.
stuff like that.
Because I think there's a friend of mine, sometimes when you go to pray, she says, Sharmark, you have to be very careful where you plant your seeds.
Seeds.
So if you plant a seed in helping somebody with some groceries, there's a
doesn't
young lady
have
we
to
helped.
be.
I bought all her books for her and stuff
And
like
you don't
that.
have to
And then
post
the
her.
parents in the report, she got an A. She said, your money did not go to waste. And it was a nice
Wow.
feeling, you understand? So you do stuff, especially as a business person. It's not just feeding somebody. Plant some seeds, tangible seeds that's going to grow, and then you look and you see, you look at the seed as it's going to bloom, that the person you
But
help going to
Sharmark, I
take.
believe you don't even realize that more eyes on you than you realize. Because one time I was speaking to you on the phone and you asked me to assist you something, and a particular person was on a call with my daughter, and he said one thing, that boss there, that boss good man, that boss go treat you good, and that boss go, you know, I like how the boss hold himself and stuff. And it was just somebody that you would never think
Yeah.
who would have been watching you over a period of
I think
years.
so because what I've learned,
Yeah.
people that have never speak to me because sometimes of the show and you're on the radio, this way I enjoy your show. And then because at the end of the day, sometimes people looking at you from a distance. That's why I always tell young people when you go out, be a good version of yourself. Because at the end of the day, your next boss
yep.
would be looking at you.
That's true.
Your next lover would be right next to you. So you do not want to be the worst version of yourself, and then people always remember the worst part
The
of
worst
you.
part.
So
You
try
could do
to be.
100
They
good.
might not say you did a good job. but they will remember. People
Yes.
don't highlight the good things, but we highlight the bad things. So in that instance, you just need to be very careful what you put out there. So in 2025, which is excited, I'm excited to, I mean, like, you don't even think that you're going to live to see 2025. Growing up is like one thing. I was afraid of getting older, and it's like now you're already like 43, and then I'm like, okay, this is cool. You still feel the same way. You're getting older. There's more wisdom. You look to learn more stuff, meet more interesting people, and I think one of the things anybody would want to do for 2025 is meet interesting people, meet people you can learn stuff from. That's one of the things. I have
Yep.
all kind of friends, who city council, lawyers, doctors, because you want to learn from everybody. You know,
And
you have a
everybody
dentist
has
friend, you
something
learn
to
about
teach.
flossing, you have somebody who's in the kitchen, you learn how to stew some chicken. Because at the end of the day, I don't have that narrative that I know everything. You have to open up your mind to learn. And
Everybody
if
has
you
something to teach.
block your mind and you say you swell-headed,
I know already.
you know already. And
Yeah.
one thing I don't like when I'm speaking to somebody, say, oh, I know it. If I say, Beverly, can you please move the pillow? She say, I know, not that I know it. And they will tell
Yes.
you, I know already. Or if you
Yes.
compliment
Yes,
them, they,
yes,
like
yes.
they just, it's almost like I
They're
know it already.
complacent, yeah.
That is it.
Yes, yes, yes. One thing I wanted to mention previously, and it's a good thing the thought came back. For me, at 52, I have realized and I have to make that my New Year's resolution, is that I am too comfortable where I'm at. I became comfortable where I'm at because I was trying to be there for my grandchildren,
Children, yeah.
be there for my children.
Well, you're
And
saying that, and I used to
I
tell you that all the
almost
time.
lost
Yourself,
myself.
yes. I think sometimes we're busy helping people, helping family,
Sharmark,
and then you
everybody.
forget and you lose yourself.
And it puts me in a bad space like
Yeah.
last year. A lot of things had happened to me, and people saw me looking nice on the road still and stuff. But inside, I was hurting a lot. I was
Yeah.
broken, and I almost didn't know how to fix myself.
Yeah.
So I made this my New Year's resolution, Beverly,
To
just
fix
take
your
time
unsolved mystery,
to
unsolved
fix
issues. Fix yourself.
I had issues where I couldn't even admit to speak to somebody
Somebody
about
else.
it,
Oh, wow.
and admit to myself, Beverly, you have a problem. And one of my biggest problems is giving it all.
Yeah.
Giving it all, everything. I was never able to say no. I always had to figure it out. Even for my children, I always want to show up.
used to
I
do
always
that.
want to be there. And
Because
then,
I understand, because even sometimes I would empty my cupboard to give my family
Yes.
everything I have there. They didn't
And
even ask me, I'm
they're
just
not
going there. So you have
asking.
to you just figure, and then I feel that sense of satisfaction. But at the same time, you
I lost
cannot forget
myself.
yourself.
I lost
Because it's almost like if somebody's sick and you come crying too much around that person, you're not even helping. Like when my mom had a stroke, I say, Sharmark, I cried for a few seconds. Seriously. I say, girl, I tell myself, I say, girl, it's the money the doctor wanted now,
Yes.
not the tears. So
Yes.
buckle up your waist
and make it happen.
and go to the ATM and make it happen.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, because once she was at the hospital, sometimes when you guys see, they will clean my mom yet? I say, no, I know I would have to clean my mom,
Yeah.
but not so early.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
And it was a pleasure. And then it just
Yes.
got me closer to my
Yes.
mom and stuff like
I
that.
know
And that's
what
one
you
of my
mean.
New Year resolution, is to get close and spend more time with my mom. Because
Yes.
life, sometimes we think it's forever.
Oh, Lord.
And that's why I don't like funerals. I don't go to funerals, because at the end of the day, I think now everybody interested in your favorite color when you're alive. You need to be interested in my favorite color when I'm living. I need to
Yes,
enjoy
yes,
the
yes.
money. Give me the money for the casket.
when
Let
you're
me
dead.
eat it. You can put me in a saltfish box or in a paper bag or whatever it is. Because when you really look at it, we actually make a fuss when the person is dead and when they're alive, because I always think, well, I'll have time to go and see Beverly tomorrow, because you live in.
As of late, you haven't had time to see me, so don't start.
My sister, I'm just using
Don't
you as an
start.
example, not
Don't
really
use me
you.
as
I
no
come in and
example.
see.
Make it happen.
You understand? Don't even take a joke week on the show. That'll be a good New Year. Beverly, my New Year resolution is to see your natural hair next year, 2000.
That
Go
ain't
natural.
gonna happen. That's not a resolution. That one, catch me if you
Oh my
can.
God.
That one, secrets out. I'm out.
Oh
No,
my God.
not that.
No, but for
yes.
me, on a serious basis, I
Yeah.
would wish you everything good next. You know, some people only every day
I
they
love-
wishing you, and we don't mean it. I wish that you'd get back you have your salon, but it would be what it used
But
to
can
be.
I tell you
when
something?
I just started
Where I
coming
was
in
saying
town?
that even in losing myself, I think I lost the zeal I had for my salon.
I can understand that happens
I lost
sometimes.
the zeal, Sharmark,
Yeah.
because so much was happening, and I
Maybe
say
we have to go on a retreat.
like it knocked the wind out of me. I haven't been anywhere. I don't take vacation, nothing like
Yeah.
that.
But
So
most times we have
people
to
think
treat
I'm
ourselves.
fabulous. I'm all the diva and all
Yeah.
of that. But with everything that's happening in the background, they don't know. But I know, and now, like a gentleman said, "Oh, Beverly, you have in VA. I'm not aging because I just have a youthful of a free spirit."
Yeah.
And I'm genuine. If I tell you what it is, it is. When I don't have money, $0, 0 cents, it's fine. But in there, I'm a genuine person. So now I realize, Beverly, you could do better.
You can.
Even
By the
in,
grace of God, you
and I
can.
could say it on national TV.
Yeah.
My bills, I used to put the bills aside for children, for this, for all kinds of things, and wonder when month end I have to try and catch myself and stuff.
Yeah, Lucy,
But-
like when they put the pink paper, that invitation. The first time they cut me, I said, what invitation
I
are
have
there?
to
Seriously, I what was an invitation.
My
I did not know
biggest-
it's a pink paper. I see a red, maybe it's so cool.
my biggest resolution, and I have to say it, is to do it the right way.
Yes.
Put the bills, tally the bills,
Yes.
do that. Put
Make
the
it a
savings,
priority.
and just do it. And not because I'm 52, I know it all. I don't. And
We learn
sometimes,
something every
and
day, Beverly.
sometimes things surprise you. Things
Yeah.
come up out of the blue, But
Yeah.
I know I can do this because I'm well able. I just had to catch on to myself before I lost it,
Yes, yes,
And
yeah.
this is one of the best things for
Yeah.
me, this for coming 2025.
And I think for a New Year resolution for married couples, I think we should not, I say in women, but we should not take each other for
You married
granted.
me on Choice TV,
Amen.
right here.
Well, come and take your clothes at my
Right
But then I
here.
see Beverly distracting me.
No.
But I think
I sure the director can remember. You married me right here.
Amen.
Up to now, I haven't. You say I signed a prenup. That's the longest prenup I ever
Hey,
do.
my girl. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Yes,
But
so
seriously,
for married
I think married couples for the new year, because I sometimes I like when people married. Mrs. So and
yes,
so. It's
yes.
a nice
I love to have
feeling. I have
Mrs.
clients that's married and it's a gorgeous.
I love-
You admire them. So I think you should get to know each other. You shouldn't stop going on dates. Don't take each other for granted because you live in
Can I tell
only
you one
s-
of my favorite married couples? Kimberly and her husband, Mrs. Senville, Mr.
yes,
and Mrs.
yes,
Senville.
yes,
That's one.
yes.
I don't know. I hope it's okay.
Yes, yes. Oh,
That's one of my favorite married couples. The way they are and they.
the
and
level of
yes,
communication.
yes,
You
yes.
admire married people. I like
And
that.
Mr. and Mrs. Destang because of
Oh,
their
yes.
legacy.
See, yes.
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 And that in my back of my head, I've always looked at them as and
Yeah.
admire them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a married couple and it's like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody we human beings agree to disagree. But I think if you still go out on dates because there's nothing as you're too old. Don't let nobody fool you and they say, yo, kwa want dinner. We want dinner, madam. Suka ve machel, ma want dinner. You can still go out on dates. You can still do what you have to do to
Right.
spice up 2025. You can still dress up. You can still go shopping. You understand? So, Beverly, before we wrap up, what do you have to say? What is your final
Well,
New Year
my
resolution?
final words is like I would like to say to St. Lucia and the viewers that everything you do in this life is memories, time. All of us have the same time, but the time you take create memories which mean
I like that.
something.
That is so strong. Yeah,
Or
memories.
what you do with your time determines your legacy you live on
Yeah.
in life. So whatever it is you're planning, plan it wisely. Make sure that it has an impact and make sure that there's something that the next generation can emulate.
Wow, I love that. This is very strong. Sanisha, thank you so much. We will see you in 2025. It's going to be exciting. I wish you all a happy Christmas, a good Christmas, a good New Year. And then take some time off for yourself, your family, just give a helping hand and be nice to somebody. And I
Yes,
think life is beautiful. And as Beverly said, life is about creating memories, taking photos with your family, spending time with your family. Most times you have a party, you're inviting more strangers than your family. If you vex if somebody, hail, patch up. You don't have to invite them at your home, but patch up. Call and just say, you call in to say hi. You call in to say Merry Christmas. It doesn't take anything on you. You understand? Don't wait for when you're sick. Ou kay bouze moun sa pou
Well
pot
said,
global
well
ou.
said.
Fay actuellement, manger, patch up. I mean, like, we human beings, we're not robots, you know? We like sometimes we malfunctioning up there. We all are perfect human beings and we all are beautiful. And so you should have some beautiful people. I've met some very kind people. You walk the streets and they are beautiful. The same when you're extending
Yes.
that hi, Sharmark, you can say hi to your family, your children. I don't think
and their
we
family
have to be
members who don't
enemies.
speak to each other.
Yes. Thank you so much, Sadisha. I love you.